Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine and okay. In this video, we will have two questions. How to find the slope of a line from different types of questions and how to write the linear equation from different givens. First, we'll start with the slope. How to find the slope from the graph. The slope of the graph will be rise over run. When you pick any 2 points on the graph, the difference in x 1, 2, 3. So we moved 3 units to the right. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 units up. The rise is 7 and run is 3. Since this graph is going up to the right, it's positive. That's why it's positive. Number 2, to find the slope, we have the rise over run. The run is 1, 2 units, then 1, 2, 3 up. So this would be 3 over 2. But since this graph is going to the left up, so it would be negative. You can notice that this is negative 2. That's why it's negative. But we don't put the negative with the denominator. So the simplest form is to put the negative to the whole fraction or the numerator. So we can write it this way or this way. You can try both of these examples. Like the run is 1 and the rise is 3, so it's 3 over 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 over 5, but this is negative. Same here, it's negative because this graph is going up left. If our graph, in a different example, if our graph is going this way, so it's parallel to the x-axis, in this case, our slope will be 0. In a different one, if the line is parallel to the y-axis like this, now the slope will be undefined. Next, how to find the slope of the line that passes through 2 points. The rule is this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So negative 13 minus negative 13, this one minus this, over this one minus this one, negative 10 minus 19. So the rule is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you can do this by the calculator. You can try this. 3 minus 10, negative 7. Negative 4 minus 4, it's negative 8. So the answer would be negative 7 over negative 8. But you should put this in the simplest form, which is 7 over 8. Third type, if you have the slope form, this is called the slope form, y equals mx plus b or plus c. This coefficient of x is the slope. We divide this by the coefficient of y. If we don't have any coefficient of y, so this is the slope. So m here is 2. So the slope is 2. The slope here is this number, which is negative 1. But we have two different cases here. When you graph x equals negative 2, this should be intersecting with the x-axis at negative 2 and it's parallel to the y. Do you remember what we said about the graph which is parallel to the y-axis? We said that this is undefined. So x equal any number, it's undefined. Y equal any number, it's 0. So like y equals 3, y equals negative 1, the slope will be 0. Now we have this form, which is ax plus b y equals c. Remember that you take the coefficient of x by the opposite sign over the coefficient of y. So this is 1 over 5, but you change the sign to be negative 1 over 5. This is the slope. In this case, it's negative 2 over 1. In this case, it's negative 1 because we changed the sign, negative 1. But we keep the sign of the y, so it's negative 1. You can simplify this to be 1. In this case, it's negative 1 because we change the sign of the x. Over negative 4, we keep the y, so it's 1 over 4. If we have a line parallel to a different line, they will have same slope. So if you know the slope of this, which is negative 2, as we did here and here, negative 2 over 3, the parallel will have the same slope. It's negative 2 over 3. Here it's negative 2 over 1. So the answer will be the same as this. Why? Because the parallel line will have the same slope as the line given. Okay. But the perpendicular, if we have two perpendicular lines, if one of the two slopes is, for example, 2 over 3, the perpendicular we change and flip. So this will be 3 over 2, but this is positive, so this will be negative. Try a different one. If we have 1 over 4, flip this to be 4 over 1, but with a negative sign. 2 or negative 2, flip this to be 1 over negative 2, but instead of negative, it will be positive half. One of them is negative and the different one is positive. What about 1? We flip this to be 1 over 1, but with a different sign. So now, if you know the slope of this is 6 or negative 6, it's negative 6 over negative 5, which is 6 over 5. This is the slope of this line. What about the perpendicular? Flip and change. It will be 5 over 6 with negative sign. Here it's negative 1 over 2. Flip and change, it will be positive 2. Okay, for this video I've finished how to find the slope. In a different video in the next video I will add how to use the slope that we got to find the equation of the linear equation. Okay, the equation of the linear graph. See you next part.